I've been working at a take-on-bake pizza shop for a few months now, but I've been noticing some strange things lately. Recently, I've been promoted to closing supervisor. My manager, Josh, is usually pretty carefree, but he was very stern and serious with me being promoted and my ability to do the job. I'd closed many times with the previous closing supervisor, Brandon, before, but he kept me on dishes while he ran around the store like a madman. He was doing all sorts of crazy things I didn't understand. Recently, he went missing and hasn't been to work in over a month. It's strange, though, because his van's been sitting out front for just as long. Josh sat down with me right before the promotion and showed me something strange. Josh said closing is the most important part of the job at this store. We have to do more than the other franchises. I have a closing checklist here. Think you're up for it? I looked over the closing checklist. It read, "Closing checklist. Make sure doors are locked before 8:30 p.m. Do not let the man who knocks inside. Clean the bar. Clean dishes. Feed the hull. Wipe down windows and screens. Prep ingredients for next day. Reload the shotgun. Clean the altar and walk in. Place new candle. Fresh flowers. Chicken bones. Close all open orders. Mop floors. Take out trash. Make sure to leave before 11 p.m. Leave lit candle at altar and go to effigy outside back door. Refill soap dispenser." Josh spoke up and said, "Oh yeah, and if it's foggy and you start hearing wind chimes outside, lock the door and get the gun." "So you think you're up for it?" "Yeah, I said needing the 30-cent raise, but I have a few questions." "Shoot," Josh said. "What does feed the hole mean?" "Simple. You're just cleaning the rat traps, and when we get one, it goes in the hole. If there aren't any, dump a bag of pepperoni. Downed it, but the rats don't cost anything, so use those." "Okay, seems simple enough. Why would I dump pepperoni?" I asked. "Just had to be done. Rats and pepperoni are the cheapest, so that's what we do. Gotta save costs. We make less than the other franchises, and they don't have to deal with all this bullshit." I nodded, not truly satisfied with his response. But I figured that's all he knows, and truthfully, I didn't want to ask about anything else. The first week or two went by no sweat, and I got pretty comfortable making sure all the tasks were done every night, even the strange ones. The altar in the walk-in was a small wooden table, maybe less than a foot in either direction, with a small triangle-shaped mirror and a symbol marking the top and going around the sides. It was kept behind the cheese. Every night I moved over to a rack of cheese, replaced whatever was needed and brushed off the mozzarella and moved the bench of cheese back in place. And the one out back was like a totem pole made out of wood and goat skulls with two arms, holding a candlestick. But some nights it's not even there, so I don't even worry about that half time. Cleaning the rat traps suck, though. I'm still not sure what the man in the checklist is referring to. I haven't seen anything. Sometimes someone walks through the parking lot and freaks me out, but that's about it. Earlier today I showed up to work. Jack was there helping customers, so I put on gloves and started making pizzas. It went by pretty slow, and after a while Jack asked, "Hey Mike, have you seen the knives?" "Which one?" I asked. "All of them. I've been cutting tomatoes with a spatula all day. They were there when I left them." "That's fucking weird." Suddenly a decrepit old lady walked in, coughing up a storm. She handed Jack a coupon. Jack looked at it for a while and said, "This coupon is expired." The lady shrieked, "What? You always accept expired coupons." Jack caved and said, "Okay, it's fine," and gave her some free cookie dough, while I made her pizza, a crust-less cowboy with olive oil artichoke, chicken jalapenos, and dairy-free cheese. She left, and Jack called over, "Hey Mike, come look at this. Look at this coupon." "What hell look at when it expires?" I looked and read, "1 free cookie dough with any order from Papa. Redacted, expires 1666. "Dude, that's fucking old." I said, "Crazy old lady, what was she thinking?" I sat and laughed about that lady for a good 20 minutes. The rest of the day was pretty uneventful till around 8:30. I locked the door and started mopping the lobby. Got halfway through it when I heard a knock. "We're closed," I shouted, and then another knock. "We're closed," I shouted one more time before looking up. There was a man, a pale skinny man in a big ragged wool coat. He looked almost completely normal, or for a homeless person at least, except his hand was on the door. I guess it was a hand, it was more of a claw really. Like an eagle's, or like the legs of a crab or spider. Just more like leather, like some fucked up taxidermy art you'd see on Etsy. The claw or hand rattled the door violently. That's when I saw his face looked almost like a mask. Especially the eyes around them were free skin, like the whole cutouts on a mask, and inside, it was nothing, just darkness till he put his rubbery face up to the glass. I froze with fear. His eyes were empty, yet filled with all the hate in the world, and certainly weren't human. I was motionless, and then from behind me I heard, "Yo, Mike, get back here, this is funny. Shit, you gotta see this." I turned around and back to the man, but he was gone. I paused for a moment. Was that even real? I shook my thoughts and ran in the back. "What's up, Jack?" Yo laughed. Jack, I found the knives. They were in the ceiling. My stupid ass didn't think to look up there. How'd you figure out that's where they were? One of them almost fell on my head. He laughed. Would have been a bad day. I got the ladder and pulled the rest of the knives out the ceiling, and closed as usual. This week's been fairly usually besides the foregoing encounter, but I think I was just seeing stuff. It was just a crackhead, and I biked past 3 of them on my way home tonight. It's current 1:20 in the morning, and looking back at tonight, I'm starting to think it might be haunted. I clocked in early and went through the usual midday shift around 5. Gary clocked in. I showed him the closing checklist and explained we needed to do all the tasks before we leave. "What even is half the stuff on this list?" said Gary. "I don't know," I replied. "I don't even do some of those things. I've never changed the soap dispenser. I don't even know where it is. Same with the paper towels. I haven't even found them." "No, I mean the shotgun. In what hole?" Gary explained. "Oh, you don't know about the gun. Shit's dope. Let me show you. You need a key for it." I unlock the box and pull out a 12 gauge. "Yeah, it's for like robbers and shit." "A bit overkill for a take and bake, you think?" Gary said. "I don't think so. It's a bad part of town, you know," I remarked. "What the actual hell is feeding the hole?" Gary asked. "That's just what they call cleaning the rat traps. They just don't. Want people knowing you to have a crazy rat problem? Here, let me show you." I moved a stack of boxes over to get to one of the traps, but for a second, I thought I saw a door, but when I did a double take, it was gone anyways. I thought and grabbed the black plastic box and walked out back to the middle of the back parking lot to find a small hole about 14 inches in diameter, opened the box and dumped a large black rat down the hole. "Don't you think this is weird?" said Gary. "I do, but I've been doing for about a month now. Think it just goes to the sewer? You ever hear it hit the bottom?" asked Gary. "Nah, never. But sewers can be deep. And there was this Italian family who would pay me to do the same thing, but with guns? That's when I was working at the pool, though." "What about the goat totem, or the altar?" said Gary. "Yeah, that's weird spirit stuff. Can't argue that the goat totem isn't even here tonight. It was right there by your car yesterday. Keeps moving around. Let me show you the other one." "Whoa, that's weird." Gary stared at the altar. "Yeah, it sucks cleaning it, though," I said. Then I heard a knock. I checked my phone and ran to the front door and locked it with my heart racing. I walked back into the walk-in, and Gary was just staring at the altar like he hadn't moved a muscle, but the flowers were replaced, and I didn't even tell him where to get them. "You good?" I asked. He broke out of the trance and saw my bloodshot face and said, "Yeah, was just looking at it. What about you?" "Just had to lock the front door. We are closed now, though." I laughed. "We closed, but before we left," Gary said, "you ever wonder what happens if we stay past 11? "Haven't really, but I've wondered if being out in the back parking lot counts." So we stayed in the parking lot with the door open and waiting to see what happened. 11. As soon as the clock struck 11, the lights in the store flickered sporadically, and we heard the hellish scream piercing our ears and banging on all the walls. We slammed the door shut and quiet. Me and Gary conversed that the voice was female. We both agreed on that. He said it sounded like somebody helped me, I'm trapped. But I told him it definitely said I'll drag your corpse down to hell and back. He disagrees. But if anyone has any advice on what I should do with the Papa Redacted being haunted, any tips are welcome.